Graduates, guests, colleagues, I declare this ceremony open. Please be seated. As Pro-Vice-Chancellor for Education, I welcome you all to this graduation celebration ceremony for graduates from the School of Science and Technology. I would also like to welcome family and friends who are joining us from around the world via our NTU live stream. Welcome also to our Honorary graduate, Professor Richard Evershed. It's a pleasure and a privilege to have you with us, and we look forward to you sharing your thoughts a little later in the ceremony. Graduates, I want to begin by congratulating you on your achievements. Well done and welcome back to NTU. Graduation is the pinnacle of the academic year for us as much as it is for you. It is when we come together to celebrate your academic success. Last year, we were denied this opportunity. These are our first ceremonies for over 2 years. We agreed we would hold them in person as soon as we could, and I'm delighted that so many of you are here today. It is great to see you again. As the class of 2020, you faced major challenges as you approached the end of your time at NTU. But you came through, demonstrating resilience, resourcefulness, and adaptability in abundance. The pandemic has reminded us of the reach and relevance of the NTU community, of which you will always be a member. It has re-emphasised the importance of connection and collaboration, of inclusion and innovation. Today is a reunion as well as a recognition of your graduation. Take the chance to renew friendships and acquaintances. The stronger your networks, the stronger your futures. I want to recognise the doctoral graduates who will be coming across this stage today. A PhD is the highest level of academic study. In completing your doctorate with us, you have also made a significant contribution to the university's research culture. However, no one completes this journey alone. I invite everyone now to remember those who have supported you along the way, your families, your friends, your course mates, professional services staff, and academic tutors. Please join me in thanking them with a well-deserved round of applause. These ceremonies also give us the opportunity to reflect on the university's gold standard teaching, our world-leading research, our resolute focus on ensuring our graduates are equipped for the world of work, and our ever-expanding network of international partnerships. Considering the challenges we've all faced through the past 18 months, I feel we must also recognise the culture and ethos that underpins those successes. It is from this ethos that we draw the resilience, resourcefulness, and adaptability to prevail. The pandemic has reminded us of the importance of community and connection, and the need to tackle challenges by working together. Collaboration, innovation, inclusion, and expertise. These ideals are all ingrained in the university's DNA, and they have served us well in unprecedented times. Every title and award is an endorsement that our beliefs, methods, and goals. But it is the day-to-day successes that we see in our classrooms, across our campuses and communities that prove NTU's ability to deliver on its ambitions. The School of Science and Technology exemplifies those ambitions. Its goal is to encourage, empower, and inspire its students to treat every student journey as something precious and distinct, and to lift each student up with tailored support and guidance. The school's community is drawn from a huge range of academic, social and cultural backgrounds, and it takes great pride in that diversity, in helping to enable people's dreams and ambitions as they grow as scientists, mathematicians and engineers. This is achieved through state-of-the-art equipment and facilities, a worldwide network of industry connections, and a commitment to the kind of hands-on applied learning that mirrors professional practice. It is done through research-informed teaching that grows practical skills, not just theoretical knowledge, through lab work that encourages interpretation, not just action. In these regards, and many others, the School of Science and Technology reflects the duties of a modern university: to create opportunities, to interrogate ideas, and to enrich and connect on a global scale. Class of 2020, it's a pleasure to have you back on campus. I hope you enjoy today's ceremony. I now invite Professor Mary Neville to give an oration for our outstanding alumnus, Thomas William Wilson. His mother, Mrs. Lisa Wilson, will receive this award from the Vice-Chancellor on his behalf.
Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome Mrs. Lisa Wilson to the ceremony today. Lisa is accepting the Nottingham Trent Outstanding Alumni Award in recognition of the achievements of her son, Thomas Wilson, who very sadly passed away in 2015. Tom, the son of Lisa and Graham and brother to Philippa, was born in June of 1993 in Hornchurch, Essex. He showed early promise in sport when at 4 years old he began playing tennis locally and hockey for the under-17 at Havering Hockey Club. A keen and gifted athlete, he played for every sports team going at Langton's Junior School and represented Essex in both tennis and hockey at only 9 years of age. For his secondary education, Tom was selected to attend Cooper's Company and Coburn School in Upminster. This was based on both his sporting and academic abilities. He captained the hockey team and also represented the school in cricket, badminton, rugby and tennis. Recognising these impressive achievements, Tom was selected as the school sports captain. Outside of school, Tom played hockey in the National League, Premier Division, for Old Loudtonians Hockey Club, for the East Region, and at national level in both indoor and outdoor hockey competitions. After securing good GCSE and A-level results, Tom headed to NTU for his university education, studying in the Department of Sports Science. Tom thoroughly enjoyed his time here. He chose NTU both for the degree course and for the opportunity it would provide to play top-level hockey, the game that he loved. What followed was the forging of strong friendships, some excellent sporting achievements alongside his university teammates, and graduation with a BA Honours degree in Sports Science and Management 2-1. Speaking with his parents, he described his time at NTU as the best 3 years of his life. After graduation, Tom secured employment at Lambeth Smith Hampton, who were sponsoring his master's degree and his Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors qualification. Tom had hoped to become a chartered surveyor by the time he was 25. He was enjoying life in London with his girlfriend and his fellow graduate, Daisy Wood, and his hockey team were top of the league halfway through the season. Tragically, Tom died in December 2015 following a freak accident during hockey training when a blow to the head from a hockey stick caused a subarachnoid hemorrhage. He was just aged 22. Lisa said, "Tom enjoyed every moment of his time at Nottingham Trent, especially the hockey. And it is tragic he lost his life playing the game that he loved so much. We were overwhelmed with letters and cards from his NTU friends and by the number who came both to a memorial 2 days after his death at Old Loudtonians Hockey Club and to his funeral. As an NTU fresher, Tom took it upon himself here at the NTU campus at Clifton to sign up as an organ donor. Lisa and Pippa have found great comfort in this. Tom's selflessness has helped to improve and to save the lives of almost 50 people. Tragically, just 8 weeks after Tom's death, his father Graham suddenly passed away. Graham was a Daily Express sports journalist, sub-editor and hockey writer. In his final few hours, he asked Lisa to keep Tom's memory alive. This led to the family writing to donor recipients. And they drew great comfort in meeting Fatima, who was only 2 years old and very poorly when she received part of Tom's liver. Today, she's a happy, healthy, and very adorable 7-year-old, gifted a future by Tom's generosity. Lisa and Pippa also met Gordon, who was 60 when he received Tom's heart, and has since been enjoying time, travelling the world, and spending time with his grandchildren. Tom is greatly missed and fondly remembered by Lisa, Pippa, and by all those who knew him. His NTU friends have stayed in touch and raised funds every year for the Tom Wilson Memorial Fund, many different sporting charities, and for research into concussions and head injuries in sport. Anyone who would like to donate, or indeed to contact Lisa, can do so online on the Tom Wilson Memorial Fund website. There cannot have been any other NTU alumnus who at such a young age has managed to transform the lives of so many other people. So, Vice-Chancellor, it gives me great pride and pleasure to present Mrs. Lisa Wilson to receive the Nottingham Trent University Outstanding Alumni Award on behalf of her son, Thomas Wilson. I will now invite Mrs. Lisa Wilson to make a response on behalf of her son. Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Mary Neville, for the beautiful citation, the Vice-Chancellor, and Nottingham Trent Uni for inviting me here today, and of course, many congratulations to all the graduates. I just wonder, are there any members of the Trent hockey team here today? Oh, not brave enough to put their hands up, maybe. Oh, there are a few. Welcome. Anybody here also a member of a donor family? Member of a donor family or a transplant recipient or knows someone who's waiting for a transplant? Anybody in the audience? Yeah, thank you. Well, you will understand my story today a lot more than others, perhaps. My world turned upside down on the 8th of December 2015 when the phone rang. It was one of Tom's best friends. Lisa, Tom's had an accident at hockey training. Initially, I wasn't concerned until I heard somebody say in the background, "Is he still breathing?" Instantly, my stomach churned. We rushed to the hockey ground. Helicopter on the pitch, ambulances, blue lights, police cars, a team working on Tom. We were told Tom, unconscious, had had a cardiac arrest after the blow to his head, but 2 of his teammates gave CPR until the emergency services arrived. who we later heard diverted for 20 minutes to source a defibrillator. Tom was taken to the Royal Hospital Whitechapel, where, after scans, we were told there was no hope of Tom recovering and that he would be taken to ITU for brainstem death tests. It was in the middle of the night. My husband Graham said, "Lise, there isn't anything anyone can do for Tom now, but there is something others can do. Tom can do for others. Organ donation." If my stomach hadn't churned 1,000 times that night, it turned again, but I knew my husband was right. So we asked to see a specialist nurse for organ donation, who informed us Tom was already on the National Organ Donation Electronic Register. Tom looked peacefully asleep there, and I so wanted to wake him up and tell him how proud I was of him making that decision as an 18-year-old on his own. I have since spoken to the 2 lads he signed up with that afternoon at the NTU Freshers' Fair. Apparently, as they walked past the table, he said to the lads, "Hold on, I've been meaning to do this for ages." What a poignant moment, and thanks to the volunteer running the stall on the campus here, he signed up. Tom, of course, had made the decision easy for us to say yes to organ donation. I shared this with the distraught lads who performed the CPR, saying they had a huge part to play in keeping Tom's heart going. Christian Eriksen must know how lucky he was in the Football Euros recently. The medics had a defibrillator in their bag. There's a message here. If ever you are put in the very difficult decision of having to give CPR yourselves, never stop. You might not be able to save a person's life, but they could go on to be an organ donor. Meeting Tom's recipients has brought so much comfort to my daughter and I, especially after losing my husband so soon after Tom. I have become a London ambassador for organ donation and share Tom's story to promote organ donation. Also, being involved in transplant sport has been wonderful. As a former PE teacher, I was unaware how recipients have their own mini sporting Olympics and take part with such pride, knowing they have a second chance in life. And Tom's baton, a beautiful sculpture artwork depicting 2 bronze hands passing a solid relay baton, symbolising the passing of something precious between 2 people, has been presented to Transplant Sport and now travels the UK and the world, helping raise the awareness of organ donation. Finally, I'd just like to share 2 brief letters NTU students sent us, which capture Tom's personality beautifully and will show how honoured, like us, Tom would be by this award today. This is from Matt Hitman on behalf of the first team at Nottingham Trent University 11, Hockey 11. Remember, Matt was 22 when he wrote this letter, something which must have been terribly difficult to do. Dear Graham, Lisa and Pippa, I am writing on behalf of the current men's hockey first team at Nottingham Trent. It would be impossible to describe the endless acts of kindness and overall impact that Tom had on each of us in Trent in one card. Instead, I am going to try and put into words a memory I have shared with numerous people that knew Tom within Trent hockey. Joining a university sports team can be a daunting experience. And when I joined Trent hockey, I was nervous. I was nervous about the unknown, and I was nervous about trying to fit into a team that was already friends. The other first years and I arrived to our first training session, and I was petrified. I was walking into a team of lads who were all older than me, and they were stood in a large group in the centre of the pitch. Tom was the first to approach myself and the others. He instantly made myself and the others feel at ease, and it made meeting the rest of the team an easy experience. Looking back, I now know that it wasn't just a feeling at all. He was genuinely already a friend. He didn't judge you. He didn't try and work you out. He was just there for you the moment you met him. Towards the end of my first year, I was chatting to another first year, and we both agreed that we wanted to be like Tom as a senior, the senior who everyone looked up to, who was always looking out for everyone, and the senior who held the whole team together like glue, and I think that encapsulates Tom perfectly. If we could adopt even one of his many qualities, then we would be a better person for it. I hope you can find some comfort in knowing that Tom will forever be a part of Nottingham Trent Hockey Club as a person who helped make it the loving, caring family that it is today. Yours sincerely, Matt Hickman. And Gavin Adams, an NTU friend. 4 years ago, the world lost a talented and wonderful soul, and I lost a true friend. I had the privilege to share the hockey pitch with him and now work for the same company he was working for, Lambert Smith Hampson. Tom was someone who helped me, particularly during a tough time when I first went to university. And had it not been for his help in simply looking out for me and being there, I would have crashed out, and I would not be in the position I am today. But Tom has also helped save and improve the lives of up to 50 other people, thanks to him signing up to be an organ donor. I will always admire his willingness to help others. How kind of those boys to write to us at 22 at that stage in our lives when they were so upset too. So please, on the way back tonight, after all the deserved celebrations, consider turning to a loved one and sharing your wishes about organ donation. The law has changed and you are presumed opted in. But in the event of your next of kin, in a tragic situation like ours, they will be consulted about organ donation and have the final decision, which, believe me, is very difficult to make in such a traumatic situation. It is so important your wishes are known. After all, Tom did. So, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, I would like to thank the Vice-Chancellor and NTU for posthumously awarding my son Thomas the prestigious Nottingham Trent Outstanding Alumni Award in recognition for his achievements and contribution to society, which I proudly accept on behalf of my daughter Pippa and all organ donor families who, like us and Tom, agreed to giving the most precious gift of all, the gift of life. Thank you.
I now invite the stewards to bring forward the first group of graduates who will be congratulated on their awards by the Vice-Chancellor. Vice-Chancellor, the following have qualified for awards from the School of Science and Technology. Doctor of Philosophy degree, Abir Al-Zubadi, whose research is on evolutionary and deep mining models for effective biomarker discovery. Olivia Brown, whose research is on biomechanical risk factors and reduced bone health in lower limb amputees. Bethany Hall, whose research is on in silico identification of novel genetic factors associated with longevity in Drosophila. Cara Adcock-Dring, whose research is on effects of exercise training on adolescent cardiometabolic health and performance. Atherley Redwood Brown, whose research is on effects of scoreline on match performance in professional soccer players. David Adama, whose research is on fuzzy transfer learning in human activity recognition. Master of Research degree in Biomechanics, Jordan Constable. Master of Research degree in Computer Science, Abbas Yusuf. Master of Research degree in Exercise Physiology, Thomas Buckle. Ines Castro. Emily Clark. Eve Gibson. Natasha Gordon. Sophia Mehmed. Kendall Plackett. Master of Research degree in Performance Analysis, Carolina Surlas. Master of Research degree in Sport and Exercise Psychology, Emily Darg. Alice Matthews. Samuel Lang. Charlotte Moran. Master of Research degree in Sports Science, Kyle Freeman. Jack Gray. Master of Science degree in Cloud and Enterprise Computing, Surav Bansal. The next student is also the winner of the Best Overall Performance, Master of Science, Cloud and Enterprise Computing, Anjala Harlath Bevi. Master of Science degree in Computer Science. The next student is also the winner of the Best Overall Performance, Master of Science, Computer Science, Giuseppe D'Angelo. Lee Kerry. Tejavathi Raja. Master of Science degree in Data Analytics for Business, Praveen Rajandran. Master of Science degree in Engineering, Cybernetics and Communications, Alicia Falcon Caro. Master of Science degree in Engineering Electronics. The next student is also the winner of the Best Overall Performance, Master of Science Engineering Electronics, Joseph Lavagna. Master of Science degree in Engineering Management, Toms George. Christopher Olfoluweze Chinawakwe. The next student is also the winner of the Best Overall Performance, Master of Science Engineering Management, Zainab Olawayan. Jay Patel. Talha Malik. Master of Science degree in Interactive Media Engineering. The next student is also the winner of the Best Overall Performance, Michelle Thompson. Master of Science degree in IT Security, Roshan Pringle. Selina Hayat. James Rutherford. Bachelor of Engineering degree with honours in Biomedical Engineering, Thomas Jeffries. Anthony Lee. The next student is also the winner of the Outstanding Engineering Project Award, Tom Phillips Hall. Dylan Thornley. Bachelor of Engineering degree with honours in Electronic Engineering, Jacob Nichols Cook. The next student is also the winner of the Outstanding Academic Improvement Award, Shanice Tarbert. Bachelor of Engineering degree with honours in Sports Engineering, Ryan Bailey. Jacob Day. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Computing, Noah Al-Rajeh. James Avard. Alex Callaghan. Ben Croxford. Sanjay Joel. Robbie Wallace. The next student is also the winner of the British Computing Society Prize for Outstanding Performance in Information Systems Computing, Thomas Browolowski. Akshay Pankania. Harry Stapleton. Pavandeep Sunar. Kieran Widdowson. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Coaching and Sports Science, Rory Douglas. Adam Major. The next student is also the winner of the greatest overall contribution within coaching and sports science, Conor Norton. Joseph Nolan. The next student is also the winner of the Coaching and Sports Science Best Dissertation, Casey Riley. The next student is also the winner of the Coaching and Sports Science Best Academic Performance Award, Emma Swearman. Harry Wells. Robert Anderson. Charlotte Barron. Thomas Begg. Ellie Carrington Window. Patrick Cartwright. Harry Copeman. Yolanda Estevo Fernandez. Julian Guy. Richard Hill. Charlie Hartshorn. Jacob Hogben. Emily Kent. Aaron Mann. Christy Milne. Rachel Picken. Becky Probert. Georgie Pryor. Ben Sparks. Adam Taylor. Ellie Chuk. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Computer Science, Games Technology, Callum Bottomley. Michael Dickinson. Matthew Dover. Ryan Garner. Sean Haddock. Dominic Reynolds. Dylan Taverner. Theodore Theodoro. Zach Bowring. Jake Westcott. Afira Zahari. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Computing Systems, Bradley Patrick. Andrew Beastie. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Computer Systems Engineering, Felix Jokonya. The next student is also the winner of the British Computing Society Prize for Outstanding Performance in Computer Systems Engineering, Atif Akhtar. Puneet Arora. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Computer Systems, Forensic and Security, Mitchell Aves. Samuel Bradley. Miral Dalal. Ian Darker. Benjamin Fors. Scott Gregory. Owen Griffiths. Jack Hall. Habib Ibrahim. Daniel Johnston. Gwendolyn Kaonga. Mohammed Rahman. Adam Vasquascas. Jeremy Young. Benjamin Bartloff. Jack Bradshaw. Luke Elliott. Jake Kordecki. Samuel Langley. The next student is also the winner of the Department of Computing and Technology Project Prize, Daniel Newbold. Talia O'Garo. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Computer Science, Noor Al-Aji. Almaha Al-Mofta. Thomas Blundell. Matthew Cutler. Oliver Field. Evie Finch. Lukas Jasinski. Nathan King. Umar Lines. Victor Ngor. Alexandru Petrea. Hardik Ramesh. Christian Al-Jarad. Luke Barrett. Daryl Cecile. James Earl. Liam Freeney. Tommy Godfrey. Joseph Griffin. Daniel Holland. Alex Humphreys. Samantha King. Tyler Knowles. Alex McBean. Sam Millward. Suraj Mistry. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards to the first group of graduates from the School of Science and Technology. I am pleased to invite Yvonne Carlyle to the stage to give the oration for our Honorary Graduand, Professor Richard Evershed, and to present him to the Vice-Chancellor to receive his award.
It is my pleasure and privilege to invite Professor Richard Evershed to come forward to receive an honorary doctorate at this afternoon's graduation. Richard has been Professor of Biogeochemistry at the University of Bristol since 2000, where he leads the University of Bristol's Organic Geochemistry Unit. Richard grew up in East Anglia with a passion for natural history. In fact, he has shared with me that as a child, he was never able to walk past a stone without lifting it up to see what was living underneath, surely an early sign that he was destined to become a research scientist. Inspired by the science teaching at his school, Richard joined the School Natural History Society, but had little opportunity to study biology formally at school. Then, Richard noticed an applied biology degree at Trent Polytechnic, as we were then known, but unfortunately, his 2 grade E's at A-level did not gain him entry. Instead, a degree in applied chemistry beckoned, and so in 1974, Richard enrolled in a 4-year sandwich degree here at our institution. Richard recalls that even then, Trent Polytechnic was ahead of its time with its state-of-the-art teaching facilities for analytical chemistry and its strong sense of the importance of linking academic teaching with real-life experiential learning, which was helped enormously by the sandwich degree in which he was enrolled. Richard took 2 industrial placements. The first was in Derbyshire, where he worked in analytical chemistry, which exposed him to the horrors of the impact of the chemical industry on the environment. Richard recalls this as a defining moment in his career as a scientist and in his love and passion for the environment. His second placement was in the local forensic science lab here in Nottingham, where he saw how critical analytical chemistry was in solving crimes, even before CSI was the programme to be watching. Years later, this led him to write a popular science book on the forensic science of food fraud, sorting the beef from the bull, inspired by the horse meat scandal. After graduating in 1978, Richard left Nottingham to undertake a PhD at Keele University. Here, his doctoral research focused on ant pheromones, which attracted the attention of the BBC's main science programme of the day, Tomorrow's World, Richard's first taste of media science. On completing his PhD, Richard's academic career took him into a postdoctoral position at the University of Bristol in the research group which he now leads. He moved to the University of Liverpool in 1984, managing and growing their biochemical mass spectrometry facilities. After 10 years and in 1993, he got his dream job lecturing back in the School of Chemistry at the University of Bristol. There, he was promoted to Reader in 1996 and awarded Chair of Biogeochemistry in 2000. Richard is fundamentally committed to interdisciplinary science. For example, he applied his analytical chemistry skills and knowledge unusually to the field of archaeology, initially in 1984 to King Henry VIII's flagship, the Mary Rose, when in Bristol as a postdoc, and then again in 1986 to the famous Cheshire Bog body Lindo Man at the time he arrived in Liverpool. Richard has showed the value of applying molecular methods to organic materials in archaeology and laid the foundations for his pioneering work in bringing a new understanding of the diets and technologies of our ancestors. This aspect of his work attracts wide media interest. Richard's research also has a deeply relevant side in which he uses analytical chemistry to assess the impacts of humans on the modern environment. His main target is assessing the impact of intensive farming, specifically fertilizers and farm wastes, on soil and aquatic ecosystems. He also studies new ways of moderating the atmospheric greenhouse gases, methane and carbon dioxide through improved agricultural practices. The success of Richard's research has attracted many awards and accolades from learned societies. For example, in 2010, he was elected Fellow of the Royal Society of London. Other awards, of which there are many, include the Royal Society of Chemistry's Robert Boyle Prize for his outstanding contributions to analytical science. Unsurprisingly, Richard's work has been recognised internationally. He was invited visiting professor at the University of Stanford, California in the USA in 2008, and is a guest professor in perpetuity at China University of Geoscience, Wuhan in China. Richard has served and continues to serve on a wide range of national and international advisory panels and grant and fellowship awarding committees. His personal philosophy is to always try and live life in a sustainable way and to embrace the natural environment in both work and play. Vice-Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to invite Professor Richard Evershed, being a person distinguished in eminence and by attainments, for the conferment of the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, in recognition of his contribution to science and the environment.
I am truly humbled and flattered by this award. I would like to express my sincerest thanks to Dr. Carlisle for the citation and Professor Liang, also of this institution, who believe proposed me for this award. I would now like to reflect a little on the critical role this institution has played in my career. It was in September, almost exactly 47 years ago. It seems amazing to look back. That's 1974, that I accepted a place on the applied chemistry degree at this institution. It was a defining moment in my life, and I'm indebted to Trent Polytechnic for the opportunity they gave me at that time. You've heard how from Dr. Carlisle. This wasn't exactly the course I wanted. I always wanted to study biology, but I didn't get good enough A-levels. But as it was, applied chemistry turned out perfect, just perfect. It was the applied emphasis that really worked for me. I'm a really practically minded person. And I particularly loved analytical chemistry. There's a real elegance, which doesn't really come across in CSI, in making very precise analytical measurements. I also loved the kit, the analytical instruments that you use in, which you do see in CSI occasionally, that we use in analytical chemistry. And I think the program shows a picture of me, somewhat edited, with my favorite mass spectrometer. Weighs about 4.5 tons. It's a radiocarbon accelerator. The way analytical chemistry was taught to me during my time at Trent showed there is much more to analytical chemistry than just having the instrumentation. It's more about the philosophy of analytical chemistry and how you build analytical determinations, as we call them. Picking the right technique to answer the questions being asked. I teach my students this to this very day. So the die was cast very early in my career, as analytical chemistry is what I do now, and it's what I've done for the last 40+ years of my career. It's a truism that analytical chemistry has been undertaught in many chemistry degrees around the country, but times are changing, and now many students realize and demand analytical chemistry as part of the discipline of chemistry, and that really heartens me. And Trent was ahead of its time in the 1970s in putting a strong emphasis on analytical chemistry as part of the degree. So I built my academic research career around the solid foundations of analytical chemistry. I realized that if you have the best analytical instrumentation, and this is the really important point, that you use it thoughtfully, you can tackle research questions that others can't. And that's what I've tried to do. I've built several multi-million-pound instrument facilities during my career and take great pleasure in promoting their wider use in teaching and research. Outside the University of Bristol, we run a national facility, and I'm always happy to welcome international visitors. I found most inspiration in the research which cuts across the traditional disciplinary boundaries, bringing new techniques and knowledge to bear on long-standing and emerging research problems. And as Dr. Carlisle said, the last 20 years or so have taken me in two very different directions, and I work in these two areas for quite distinct reasons, as is the privilege we can make these choices in academia. The archaeological chemistry is curiosity-driven research, pure and simple. I'm fascinated by the ways ancient people shaped who we are all today. This is the type of research that can only be done in academia. It allows us to explore questions without some of the more immediate demands of profit margins or finding a cure. Yes, these are really important things that we should be mindful of in a broad-based society. But I found archaeological chemistry to be a really valuable educational vehicle for students who are reluctant to take traditional career paths. And it's fantastic for promoting chemistry to the public through an unusual medium. The other area is much more driven by the need to tackle the global problems of our time. Questions related to climate change, the unsustainable nature of, say, waste disposals into soils and rivers, the knock-on consequences for ecosystems and human health. This is what's driving me in my research as I reached the sort of end of my career. Believe me, with some of the instrumentation we now have, we are only just beginning to scratch the surface of the chemical burden that there is on our planet. And we need top-class analytical chemists to unravel some of the horrors, we're seeing it in the plastic debate, some of the horrors that are approaching societies across the world. I could go on for hours, but we need to move on. I was asked to include some, it didn't actually say sagely advice, but that's what I'm calling it, sagely advice, in this response. So, here are 4 sagely suggestions drawn from my nearly 50-year career. First and foremost, follow your dream, your passion. Nothing is more important. This is what defines you, and it will help you to achieve a fulfilling career and more. I was 38 years old when I got my dream job. I had to wait a while, but it was well worth it. Number 2, always work hard. And, of course, it's easier to work hard on something you love doing. So find your dream and then work hard at really making it happen. Number 3, make your own luck. Many of you will know the phrase, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Learn to recognize when you've been lucky, though. Maybe there was a reason or a pattern why you got lucky. Identify it. Maybe you could use it to get lucky again. It's happened to me more than once in my life. And 4, recognize the importance of others in your success. No one is successful without the help of others. Never be afraid to ask for help, but always be generous in acknowledging the help that you've received. And critically, the harder you work, the more people will help you, I've found. And that help sometimes comes from unseen corners and from unexpected directions. The last point is especially important place for me to finish, as Trent Polytechnic helped me onto the path to academic success. And for that, I thank your institution unreservedly, and Professor Peck and Nottingham Trent University again for this wonderful award of an honorary doctorate, which I never imagined I would receive. Finally, I wish to thank all our new graduates, every success in their careers and lives ahead. Thank you all very, very much.
I now invite the stewards to bring forward the second group of graduates. Vice-Chancellor, the following have also qualified for awards from the School of Science and Technology. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Digital Media Technology, Kamil Apolinskari. Bradley Draycott. Courtney Quinton. Connor Judge. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Exercise, Nutrition and Health, Tyler Ann Black. Hannah McBride. Zuzana Stekowska. Millie Beadsmore. Jamie Chambers. Niamh Dearlove. Lauren Evans. The next student is also the winner of the Exercise, Nutrition and Health Best Dissertation, Claire Fowley. Billy Holness. The next student is also the winner of the Exercise, Nutrition and Health Best Academic Performance, Sam Johns. The next student is also the winner of the Greatest Academic Improvement, David Latrobe. Khadija Malik. Amy Masser. Esther Penman. Michael Quinn. Joseph Ray. Joe Richardson. Chloe Smith. Abigail Stanley. Leila Wheeldon. Mia Wilkins. Bella Wynne. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Information and Communications Technology, Natalie Bailey. Oliver Holland. Prayasha Jaintilal. Anum Rashid. Liam McRae. Sophia Wong. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Information Systems, Alex Cross. Hussein Mahfouz. Luke Steedman. Kordian Adamski. Akash Basi. Conrad Konk. Nikesh Mistry. The next student is also the winner of the British Computing Society for Outstanding Performance in Information Systems Cluster, Roberto Ruggiero. Daniel Ryan. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Software Engineering, Michael Abraham. Daniel Akinso. Nathan Borthwick. Cameron Bowes. Jonathan Mason. Lewis Stevens. The next student is also the winner of the Department of Computing and Technology Project Prize, Usama Blevins. Will Jones. Lydia Lane. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Sport and Exercise Science, Janette Aduhene. Philip Amaduson. Spencer Armstrong. Lauren Bailey. Aaron Barsenal. Tino Basakiti. Ramar Bell. Archie Bettinson. Nathaniel Beerley. Lucy Brown. Danielle Clark. Samuel Clark. Holly Clark. Stacey Coe. Jack Crutchley. George Cummins. Hayden Curtis. Alzul Kwarnen Dad. Amrik Tehele. Joseph Doddy. Anna Dunn. Connor Ellis. Chem Alawa. Daniel Mburi. Daniel Entwistle. Oliver Ferguson. Elliot Ferguson. John Gelani. Josie Grasti. Izzy Gurney. Louis Hall. Georgia Hannigan. Sunny Hersey. Tom Hickling. Kate Hopwood. Ellis Humble. Jessica Humby. Naghib Ibrahim. Muhammad Ishmael. Connor Jacob. Thomas Johns. Bailey Jones. Harvey Kelsall. Rian Kilgore. Emmy Kilsby. Ryan Lenihan. Megan Lewis. Amelia Lumley. Ellie Manning. Ryan MacDonald. James Murphy. Matthew Mutter. Ryan Oates. Shan Patel. Megan Pepper. Asa Rehman. Tej Recchi. Connor Ryan. Ben Shimwell. Rekwame Simpson. Amy Sims. The next student is also the winner of the greatest overall contribution within sport and exercise science. Charlotte Small. Amber Smith. Kyle Smith. James Sunderland. Daniel Thomas. Stanley Tinkler. Hector Tomlinson. Harry Turner. Holly Tyler. Mark Walker. Matty Ward. Albert Wayman Scarlett. Amy Webster. Emily Welsh. Josh Westwood. Bradley Wild. James Wright. Harry Yates. Callum York. Cameron Yule. Alexander Abraham. Benjamin Alexander Buckley. Sebastian Mora Hernandez. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Sports Science and Management. Lucy Adams. Jamie Anderson. Susie Armstrong. Joseph Baythorpe. Fernando Beltoxtel. Sabrina Berry. Alex Bloomfield. The next student is also the winner of the Ethan McKen Prize. Alex Brown. Cameron Burdas. Zoe Clifton. Tainid Kleins. Matthew Cruikshanks. George Dudman. Joshua England. Marcus Foster. Yannick Gibson. Charlie Harris. William Lambert. Isaac McKay. Molly Matthews. The next student is also the winner of the Sports Science and Management Best Academic Performance. Madeline McKinley. Robin Newman. Luke Richardson. William Rowe. The next student is also the winner of the Sports Science and Management Best Dissertation, Charlie Smith. Benjamin Straw. Callum Swain. Charlie Spooner. Max Teko. Luke Vincent. Lucy Wilson. Jade Cassin. The next student is also the winner of the greatest overall contribution within sports science and management, Zoe Mallet. Sharjil Sohail. Louisa McIntosh. Mavia Mushtame. Sean Wright. Marianne Parkinson. David Koladsley. Mohammed Yusuf. Master of Science in Cloud and Enterprise Computing, Rensley Lopez. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Sports Science and Management, Ashraf Masumbuku. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Sport and Exercise Science, Benjamin Childs. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Digital Media Technology, Ryan O'Connor. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Computer Systems Engineering, Jack Ellen. Master of Science in Engineering, Electronics, Ibrahim Adekun. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Software Engineering, Lawrence Banks. Bachelor of Science degree with honours in Sport and Exercise Science, Cameron Burnett.
Well done.
Master of Science degree in Engineering Electronics, Rahel Amin. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards from the School of Science and Technology and concludes the presentation of awards to graduates at this ceremony. Thomas Phillips Hall, who has received a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Biomedical Engineering, will now propose the vote of thanks.
Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, I am here today on behalf of all the graduates to thank the members of staff, visitors and other graduates on their support and encouragement throughout our time here at Nottingham Trent University. The 3 years we have spent here at this university have been some of the hardest, most challenging and joyous times of our lives. Whether it was a cramming session in the university library going well into the night, or the times we all spent on our projects. One of my favourite memories here at Nottingham Trent University was during my first year doing our Grand Challenge event. We spent 3 weeks on a single project in which we finished building a drone, and the key memory I have from that is going to the point afterwards and celebrating finishing one of our first year projects. Despite our varied experiences of university, there is at least one thing we all have in common, and that is the success we are experiencing today. However, even with our best efforts, these achievements could never have been realised if not for the care and support of those around us. I would like to thank all of the lecturers for their amazing work and dedication to give us this education. Whether it was replying to our emails that we sent at very strange times in the night and actually getting a reply from them, to the support we have received from them for all our work. I would also like to extend my thanks to the technicians who have always helped us with our work, and without the help and assistance, especially during those challenging projects, some of us might not have even been able to finish them. I would like to thank them for that help. In addition to the staff at the university, I would like to thank all of our friends and family who have supported us endlessly throughout our studies. I am sure that each of us would like to recognise the invaluable support that those who have helped us personally on this journey. Without the amazing help we have received from all of you, we would not have been able to do this. So to conclude this speech, I would like to ask my fellow graduates to give a round of applause to all those that have supported us. Thank you to all of you.
Class of 2020, I echo the sentiments of the Pro-Vice-Chancellor by congratulating you on your achievements and wishing you every success for the future. It is fantastic to be able to share them in person. We finally got here. I want to acknowledge also the pride we take in distinguished members of society agreeing to join our community by becoming honorary graduates, particularly when they're one of our own. So thank you, Richard, for accepting the invitation and for your insightful, inspiring words to our graduates. Thank you very much. I want to say again how very proud we are here at NTU of Tom Wilson. Not as proud as his family are and should be, but still very proud. And some of the characteristics described by his friends, I think, are things we can all aspire to. And I want to thank Thomas Philip Hall for that fine vote of thanks. Thank you, Thomas. Now, you may wonder why I doff my cap so enthusiastically to one particular graduate. He's not a relative. Conor Norton is the president of the Students' Union, and he has been since July 2020 and has had the most extraordinary 12 months of being the president, and actually got elected for a second term, which I think shows great resilience, if not much common sense. And he's shown calm, he's shown focus, he's been constructive. I mean, I want to thank, actually, Conor and all of his team, both last year and this year, for the contribution they're making to NTU. And I think a round of applause for Conor and NTSU is absolutely in order. Now, one of the byproducts of doing this job is well, actually, this year, not shaking hands, almost shaking hands, with this fantastic group of young people, and I get to see what's happening, actually, in young people's fashion. Well, it's called fashion. And about 2 years ago, there's a real trend for young men putting on socks and suits and shoes and not wearing socks. I found this completely inexplicable, and I'm delighted to see in this particular cohort only one, as I spotted it, graduate, not wearing socks. Maybe just too mature a year on. They've given up these foolish things of youth. And I think a pair of socks is something a man should probably wear most of the time, even with sandals, I would suggest to you. So thank you for that. Yes. Right, so, students are the beating heart of our university and in many ways of our city. They what makes this university, they what make this city. And it's not just studying lecture theatres or laboratories, but it's playing sports, often for local clubs, volunteering in schools, running societies that reach out into our communities, and in so many other ways. And I know that you missed many months of that experience in the spring and summer of 2020. That is why we're so keen to hold these graduation celebration ceremonies in person, so that another stage of your engagement with NTU was marked in the time-honoured way. So thank you so much for coming, both the graduates and your guests. Now, I say another stage of this journey with NTU, because although you've graduated, you are now part of our NTU global family, a worldwide community of over 220,000 Nottingham Trent University alumni, and our doors will always be open to you. You can continue to access support from us, including advice on the next steps in your career from our employability team. You can find out more by visiting the NTU Alumni website. And in time, you might want to think about how you support future generations of students, just as some alumni will have supported you with lectures, placements, and careers advice. We also want to encourage you to please complete the Graduate Outcome Survey. Please complete the Graduate Outcome Survey, which you'll receive in a few weeks' time. Your contribution will leave an important legacy for the students of tomorrow. But that is for the future, and now's the time to enjoy your success. I invite you all to join us for celebratory refreshments in the marquee. Guests, please remain seated for the processional music, and as the academic party and graduates leave the hall, I declare this graduation ceremony closed.